We're back on the air. This is Radio Entrepreneurs, and every week I'm fortunate to have in the studio Mark Furman from the law firm Tarlow, Hart Rodgers, Entrepreneurship in the Law, and also, I'm always glad to say, our number one sourced out person on the internet of all of our reporters on the show. Mark, what's the topic today?
Wanted to talk, Jeffrey, nice to be with you, about a decision involving independent contractors versus employee status. We've talked about this
over and over
again, but there's a ton of cases that have been filed in all different industries. Huge risk of liability for business owners, which is why I keep harping on it. We have the most strict independent contractor law in the United States, more strict than any other state, more strict than the federal government. And as I say, if I wish to hire a lawyer to work with me on a case, he's my employee or she's my employee of my firm. And so I'm just trying to get the message out to business owners. So anyway, a lot of these cases are class action cases, and we've been involved in defending some, and happy to report a rare victory for the for businesses defending a class action attack, claiming that they're the folks involved are employees rather than independent contractors. So this case, just decided by the Supreme Judicial Court, involves the taxi cab industry. And the claim was that every cab driver was an employee of the folks who own the medallions. That medallion is what gives you the right to own a cab, and was an employee of the dispatch companies who folks can call up. So the issue in the case was whether or not they're employees. And Boston had a heavily regulated cab industry, as exists in other places. But here, in 1930, the legislature delegated to the police commissioner the power to regulate the taxi industry. The commissioner came up with regulations, and under it, a very common model that gets used is folks who own the cabs lease them to drivers who then get to operate the cabs for 12-hour shifts. And all of the fares and all of the tips are kept by the cabs, except there's a minor credit card processing fee, and if there's a voucher, a minor service fee. So the cab drivers can use the cabs during these 12-hour shifts however they want. If they want to not drive, they don't have to. If they don't want to pick up, they don't have to.
There's no supervision.
No supervision.
That's the key.
If they want to pick up passengers through Uber or Lyft, they can do that. If they want to go to a college program, they can do that. If they want to go to the beach, now that we're going to have better weather, they can do that. If they want to go to Foxwoods and try their luck, they can do that. There's no control.
Right.
So, but the claim was that even though there's no control minute to minute or what happens during the shift, that they were still employees because they were each engaged in the same business. That is the taxi industry. And that was the plaintiff's claim. And it's on that issue that Massachusetts is different than other states, because it's the right of control that has been the key for the federal government and every other state deciding whether folks are independent contractors or employees. But Massachusetts has this extra requirement, which is if you're engaged in the same business, you're an employee.